Welcome back to Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. This week's secret homework, name your Marvel Horseman. I'm LaurenWhatevs, here with my usual amazing, delightful co-hosts. As I am sputtering off the intro, I realized I have not prepared an intro question, but it is an even-numbered week, so it's Ben first. Ben, what's your favorite sport to play?
Oh, my favorite sport to play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
Or do. Not all of them are plays, you know?
I don't know. Chess. What a fucking bullshit answer. Am I right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I played pickleball in PE before it was, a nationwide craze. I feel like there's been a big pickleball thing in the past 10 years or whatever. And back when I was playing pickleball, no one had heard of it, including myself. That's my claim. Like, what are we doing here in PE? And we were playing pickleball. That's what's up.
Nice. Was it a whole net and racket class?
I mean, this was just general physical education.
Yeah, I think it was
the thing we did for like a week.
My senior year, I did net and racket, and I loved that class. It was pickleball, but also ping pong and tennis and volleyball. And
did you get in there with some badminton?
Badminton. Yep, there was badminton too. It was a great class. Ree, what's your favorite sport to play or participate in or do or whatever the correct verb is?
Okay. Switching my answer, I guess. I played soccer growing up and stuff like that. But my favorite current thing to do is ride my e-bike.
Ooh.
Oh.
Or like
Oh, can we just do general physical activities?
Yeah.
I thought that's what we were doing.
What's your favorite exercise?
Everything's
I like to go for walks. I take many long walks.
I do like those too, but I can't say them out loud because I have a dog.
Really, really fast. That's kind of my. I love. It's like magic. You can teleport somewhere and it doesn't cost gas, and like you can, go there. And it's just like it's so fun to think about like the radius around your house where you can just like make yourself be a place. And I think it's awesome. Everyone should walk. It's so good for you too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Awesome. We have lots of good bike trails around here, but we do not bike very often. My favorite is swimming. I like swimming a lot.
Oh, nice.
I always have. Even when the water is way too cold, I was the one who's like, have a whole family reunion of 60 people, and I was the one off playing in the water. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about some Marvel Snap. We're skipping and Sabah Nur because he was in the OTA, so we can talk about him in a second. But like, what are your updated thoughts on Isca? I think Rhea especially may have some.
Yes, she's saying that because she knows, because immediately, because I got to like the 5K tokens or whatever to roll, and I'm just like, nope, no thoughts, do it, even though I don't want any of the other. And I rolled and I won and I got Isca out of like, I don't know, 5 or 6, whatever, however many I have in there. It was great. I've been playing her like pretty much all week. I've been rolling like just playing whatever. She's fun like I thought because she's a different thing and she's scary. Like sometimes people just retreat because they see her and they run.
I've had that happen.
Right? Yeah, I've seen her a lot.
Retreats.
And I've learned, if you've got dueling Iscas, you definitely want to be the one later in Prio, as is obvious. But later. Yeah, it's like, because immediately the first time it happened, in my Isca, I was like, Isca versus Isca. And then I was like, but my Isca went first. This is kind of a late worm kind of situation. So, but yeah, I've seen her around plenty too. I think she's fun. I've played her quite a bit.
What are you playing her in?
This is so fun for me. I wanted to see how she progressed in auto deck over time, like my own casual, a late night re-experiment of which is science that is not accredited by any university. But like, I'm like, I want to see how it changes over time.
Dumping the into the mug, the flask of whatever kind it is.
Yes.
The emote.
Oh.
Science card. And then we both like hit us at the same time. Yes. Okay.
I believe it's Fenris. I don't think he's a werewolf.
Oh, it's Fenris. I thought maybe it was Werewolf by Night. A lot of wolves look similar to me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's how I perceive it.
Yeah. Okay.
It was cool because it was Zabu, which I'm always down for some Zabu shenanigans. And for a long time it was Galactus First Steps with Hawkeye, but just today when I got in earlier and was let's see if it's changed, because it didn't change for a little bit. It combined a deck. I've been seeing a lot of Invis Woman first of end of turn decks, and it's I finally mushed in to and I'd already been seeing it being played, and that's finally what became my auto deck. And someone saw I had Sue and Jocasta out in Omega Red, and they snapped. Well, I think they snapped me because they thought I was
Red?
a bot. I was playing not one of my shiny avatars. It was the new magic. It's just because I like that look in an avatar. And and you know what I mean? And my name's Ree. I've never changed it, so I know it looks like the generic when you face someone named Alex and it's some basic uninteresting character avatar and you're bot. So I think because they snapped immediately. I was like, you're about to see my ink kitty in the rain sparkly border and know that you're not playing a bot if you waited 2 seconds. But they should have retreated, and they still, people shouldn't underestimate. If you you can beat just an Invis Woman for steps, but as soon as they copy that, it's you really got to think hard if you're going to stay in that match,
It
and you're
scales so ridiculously. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they should have retreated. Anyway, so, end of turn is great. She's end of turn. She's great alone. She works in other decks. So I think we were all right to like her and respect her and her giant sword and her throne.
Mm-hmm. And
I have also seen Isca around. Or Isca. I like Isca. I feel like I'm probably going to say Isca.
Or you would have said.
That's,
probably the right way.
I don't know about all that. But I do know that I've been seeing her. Saw her at the Golden Gauntlet. I was able to win a game by setting up a tie by moving a Mercury off of a lane where I had something with 6 power, and I think it was Kiln or one of those locked up locations. So I knew they couldn't fix it or anything, or supplement or do anything crafty. Cool, strong card. Good, does cool things. I like how fuckwithable she can be sometimes. I like that there's interactivity and I can do stuff like that. Neat card.
I like that she's feel like your heart skip a beat every time you see Mercury. Cannonball's coming later. Where's it going?
I'm the person playing Mercury, and Cannonball is coming later. Maybe even absorbing that after
time
that.
I see it.
I might have more cannonballs than the person is even
my beloved high
to
cards.
Contemplate.
Okay, I'm sorry, Lauren. Please.
I was going to say, I agree. I like that Isca is interactable without having to run tech. I wish there were more cards like that. I still think there's way too much tech in the game. I know some people disagree, and it's and some people think that tech is the answer to get things back to a diverse mid-range friendly meta, and I do want that meta. But also, I just feel like everything I try to do that's fun gets rained on a lot. Too much. I don't know. Maybe it's not a solvable problem. I would like to think that it is.
I feel like the problem is that fun is lopsided. The more fun you are having, the less side the other fun is having.
Right. Gambit that we're about to talk about is a perfect example of that. Very fun card to use. Not a fun card to play against.
Well,
we'll get into it. But
I don't think they would have made this card if OG Gambit wasn't a popular card.
That's probably true. Gambit's a very popular character is the thing.
Yeah, I just think that original Gambit is just full on randomly exploding with animation, a card on your opponent's side. It's just a very satisfying thing. casual players love it.
Yeah.
This card, like, it is everything we thought is annoying, and people are duplicating it, right? And duplicating it helps it because it's a created card, right?
Yep.
Like, so like all these bastions. So already it's like, it's just like it's not fun. It's not fun, and it's like I know, like. Especially someone that works in code, it's like, I don't believe all the conspiracy theories, but the algorithm is a cruel mistress. Because I was playing a stretch of games with like my Isca deck, which is more of a, I got some big juicy cards, some ripe targets, and I just kept, at least every other game was Gambit, Horseman of Death being copied so that they can like blow up a million cards. And so I switched to Destroy, and I'm like, okay, all right, dusted it off. I hadn't played Destroy since the last bounties, and pull it out. And I'm like, all excited to be like, go ahead, strike down my Wolverine. It will only make him stronger. And then like nothing, no Gambit Horsemans of Death for like the next 6 games. And Destroy, like my mix of Destroy, which has like Shang to beef up Null and stuff, is my tech, and it like isn't doing much against the end of turn decks, which are kind of the other part of the meta. It just sucked. And like, I think it's like the fear, because we've all seen so much like Gambit, shotgun Gambit, like anyone who's been around long enough to have just, had like whole boards disappear on them. It's like, I don't know if the fear of him, like the bark is worse than the bite, but I just see, I'm like, and then they bastion, and I'm like, Okay, what's been your experience in the brief time he's been out?
Like I would have tolerated matches against him if I was still climbing to infinite, but I'm in infinite. I don't need to sit around in matches I don't want to play anymore. So I played a few rounds against him to get the experience, but then it got to the point where like as soon as I saw Valentina, I was just like, nah. Like I don't need to play this game. It's okay. I just did not a fan of this card. I don't know why they added it. The objective is very easy to hit. And
Gorgon finally meta?
Of course he was popular. Oh, I mean, Gorgon's good sometimes.
I think Gorgon might
Ben?
help a little, but like,
what about Gorgon ongoing? Is this the thing?
Like Gorgon Moonstone. We're also playing Walking Torres and Iceman.
Hey, people have been playing. I've seen a lot of. Have you guys been seeing all the Master Mold and Ronan the Conqueror running around? I've seen that.
Well, that was the deck that won Golden Gauntlet. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why I've been seeing it then. Yeah. People really like to give me giant robots, but like that's right. But that's give them that they can't even play him. Okay, I don't know. All right, wait. Continue with Gambit, Horseman of Death.
No more from Lauren.
Well, okay. There's one more thing. I think last episode I was trying to figure out if Zola would refresh an objective card, and it does. It does refresh it. So those wouldn't count as created for the sake of Gambit Horseman of Death because you didn't play them.
You didn't play them.
But if you do get a successful Gambit off, you can Zola it later to make 2 more.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's silly. Why I don't see why it should work like that. That's my opinion. Okay, well here's the thing. Tuesday rolled around and I saw a Gambit and I was like, maybe there'll be some time before the unfun Gambit decks emerge when I can do something cute and cool with Gambit. Because what if this is an Esme Cuckoo card?
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
So you hit something expensive with your Esme? Is that the idea?
Maybe. Or maybe Esme is just helping you get 3 power of created cards, because I was like, I'll put it in Surfer with Frigga and I'll put other stuff in and it'll be cute and fun, and like
that is cute. I like it.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. I'm not even going to tell you.
Oh, no.
It was like so bad. And also everyone was coming out swinging with like the very obvious, like, you know, good thing to do with Gambit.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm not even sure that like the good thing to do with Gambit is like always that consistently great. Like, here's the thing. Whenever I would switch away from my stupid little experimental surfer deck to like my real deck, I would immediately like shoot back up all the ranks that I lost. It was I'm not sure that Gambit decks are as good as they are obnoxious. I
would agree.
Yeah,
right. Are they worse? Is my annoyance with all of my memories of Shotgun Gambit worse than the reality that's in front of me? I don't know.
Because like
I've retreated to some. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know.
If I'm like surfering, oh no, they're gonna get one of my 3 costs. Is like it might be a Broodling. There's a pretty good chance it's a Broodling, you know. And I'm not weeping over Broodlings. Like usually,
the surfer does seem very poised. Yeah. Like that seems like a good matchup.
Not a fan of the card though, and I regret spending 6,000 tokens on it. I'm like, why did I think I was going to have any fun with this card? Like, I'm obviously not going to have any fun with this card. This is not one of my kinds of cards.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've just got too many damn tokens. You know, like Lauren says, like it's not that hard to keep up. And me, I somehow I failed to do it in this case, but I'm pretty good at skipping cards I don't want to play. I'll just do it because I like watching the stockpile of tokens go up, and like the cards are filled in my collection eventually one way or to other. And yeah, I don't know. So if you're on the fence about Gambit, my advice is don't get him. He's no fun. He's stupid and not good for the game. Don't participate in that. That's my feeling.
I mean, I kind of agree, but also like I blame the designers, not the players. If you're having fun with it, it's in the game. Like use it while you can.
It can be both.
Yeah, I agree. It's
sometimes I think that like players are playing more tech than honestly would be good for them. I think maybe some players would be better off playing a little less tech, and like the designers made it as good as they made it, and the players just they love the comfort of tech.
I'm kind of surprised how many people like interaction. Like to me, that seems much more like a spiky, like a competitive player thing to do, is to be trying to interact and counter your opponents and counter the meta versus just like, I'm going to make a big sandcastle, you know?
But like, how is that like, if there's no, I don't know, but then why aren't you playing a solo game? Right? Like if you don't interact at all.
I think some amount of interaction is fine. I don't know. Like the deck that won the Golden Gauntlet tournament has like 7 tech cards in it. Like just
tech is always right. I mean, in a tournament situation, your ability to stop a lot of people is. I always try and take a lot of tech if I'm going more competitive, for sure. It's also my play style. I liked your avenue though with like going back to your thing. I know the deck. That's totally a deck I can like see making, and it didn't work and taking it apart in frustration. I like the thought though, but also like copying out of your deck. Like I need to put into my deck building repertoire more. I like the Esme thought because I don't know how I thought, but it's like copying Isca with Iron Lead was amazing. That was in one of the auto decks. Every time it was just like, yes. Yes.
I will say,
Iron Lead's fun.
You know, I've wanted to believe in Esme Cuckoo for the whole time. And like, I just can't help but notice that maybe it's my fault for not doing the right things with her, but every time I put her in a deck, it's not great. It's not great. And like sometimes I've even played some matches on the PC where I can check the card stats on snap.fan, and
did she ever get buffed?
Really leading the pack? No, she's not been buffed to my knowledge.
Still a 3/4.
Still 3/4. And has always been a 3/4.
Imagine she might be a 2/3 that makes it a 2/3. Wouldn't that be? That would be awesome.
She seems like she should be a good card, right? But I think she's a good card in an 8-turn game.
And I think negative is really pretty much the only deck that uses her consistently. And even then, there's lots of negative decks that don't use her. Like, she's totally optional.
I'm wondering if they should. Yeah, I just wish she was good, but I don't think she is, and that's a bummer because I like the design. It's a cool design, and I just wish I felt better about including her in decks. And I wish I happened to notice I was winning more, but I don't. I noticed the opposite.
Fair. All right. Well, we never read off Gambit Horseman of Death, but you guys know. You've seen him around. Vibe check on next week's cards. We're including Sandstorm here. Sandstorm, our 2-cost skill from Team Clash. On reveal, add 2 rocks to your hand. Give them +1 power for each of your front row characters. Are you excited for Sandstorm?
Yeah,
No.
for now.
Oh, yeah, because Ozymandias is going to wreck it. I thought about it, and I realized my actual problem. It's like, I do want rocks to be good as opposed to bad, but I don't want it to be obviously and easily good. And that's what Ozymandias tips it into. Because there are decks that are good, but they're kind of clever, so they don't become, Star-Lord-esque, they don't become like what everyone plays, because they're really good. They're tricksy, and that's where we talk about like what players are playing at the very top, of rank, versus whatever. And like this, all the rock kinds they're adding are making rocks too obviously and easily good, which will make them no fun because everyone will then play them. That's where I'm at on it.
My beef with Sandstorm is twofold. It's the thing that Ree said, and also that's 2 cost of created cards in your hand, which happens to add up to 5 if you add, say, a Frigid Gambit to it. And I'm just like, yeah, sure, let's give that more ways to pop off. Great. Seems smart. Cool design. Great choices. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe it's not the best. Maybe, like, the thing is, the Gambit decks already seem to work pretty well, or, like, at least they seem to achieve their, Gambit goes off on the regular, so maybe they don't even want Sandstorm. Maybe this is just but I kind of think maybe they do. I don't know.
Definitely like the Victoria Hand versions, which that Victoria Hand has been very much complimented by Gambit.
That's the one, right?
And you have 2 cards that are good to duplicate.
I'm just
Sandstorm feeds them both.
Gambit out here, pew pew pew, with those little cards, and someone's like, pile of rocks instead. Oh no. Okay.
Like, the only thing that makes me feel better about it is that, like, other than this, it's just Mole Man for rock cards that create rocks in hand, and the rest of the rocks are coming from the board, from locations or debris and all that. So I don't know. Maybe Sandstorm doesn't go with Gambit, but, like, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I mean, Gambit will also destroy those rocks. So you're going to invest in a couple of 1/6
value from it too. Oh my gosh, dang! I don't like that.
I'm excited for this card. I think it's a very cool card. If we accept that skills are a thing that's here to stay. I agree. Rock archetype. I like that it's getting strong, but I don't love that it's just going to be so straightforward. I hope it won't be. I hope that there will be ways to make it interesting, right? There will be flavors of rock deck. I think there will be. I'm hopeful.
Flavors of rock.
Yeah, but maybe it'll just be the best one, as just so much better than
cheesecake
all the rest. Oh, yeah. When I think of flavored rocks, I think of like salt. but sure, let's go. Let's wide limit ourselves. All right, and then Caliban entering the Series 5 packs. Horseman of Pestilence, 3/4. Objective: have 3 cards that are 4 cost or higher in play to afflict the highest cost enemy card with -7 power.
I don't like it because I think Omega Red and Mirror are already menaces. I think negative power, because it's like a lot of times it hurts me a lot unless I have like a Luke, which is like kind of unless you're also running Luke or Shadow King. Like I was talking earlier about like, how did someone not retreat to my, they were playing the Ronin Master Mold deck, and how did they not retreat to my end of turn? You know what got them? Because they played this Ronin, and like they had the Master Mold, they had those Sentinels, they like Maximus last turn, like, haha, look at your full hand. I'm like, oh yeah, look how many times my Omega Red is about to go off on your Ronin.
Yeah, you mean Omega Sentinel.
Like, oh, it just blasted it down to like, right. And they had a full lane there. I had an Isca and like, and an Omega Red in a different lane. And like, and it's like, now that I'm on the winning side, I'm enjoying her more. Just like sports teams, you know, but like,
yeah.
But like, it's like, negative power when a lot of people play it. I guess then a lot of people will play Luke and it'll balance out. I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I think like there's something to be said. I think Omega Sentinel is a good comparison. This is a cheaper card, but you can go sillier with Omega Sentinel. Stuff like Jocasta makes it instantly better. So, yeah, I don't know how many homes Caliban has, but I think he at least goes in like Doom 2099.
Maybe.
But that's one home.
I'm not sure he's got any homes. I kind of think this card might be a little bit of a stinker.
You can't double it up. That's what I was thinking. That's what you're looking at.
It's like the rate's decent, but it's not scalable, and it's just like, I don't know who wants this card really, you know, because like single target affliction, it's only cool when Omega Sentinel does it because, you know,
multiple times.
Yeah.
Because then you turn her into a machine gun. Yeah.
Right. Or Marrow, a lot of people are using Moira in Destroy to like pull her back.
Yeah.
And destroy
or I've even
her
seen
again.
Morgan Le Fay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is her year.
Yeah. Year of the MILF. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Let's go on. We had a patch this week and an OTA, but we're going to talk about the patch first. There were some actual real things that happened in the patch. You can now hold 30,000 credits instead of 10,000. I saw some people being excited about this.
Not the 30,000, but I mean the more than 10,000.
Oh, I was like, I don't know if I ever get above 5.
I spend all of my, as soon as I have enough to like make a split, like that's happening.
That's basically my strategy too. Yeah, and then the shop shows cards in 3D and animated now, which like probably should have been the whole time. That's a cool part of the game.
Couldn't you previously like rotate through and like look at them in that? Like,
but now by default, if you see them before you tap on them, they are already showing 3D and animated. And then they confirmed that returning to Alliance's premium mystery variants on week 2 and 4 of a season. So that was really important to some people.
I think they should change it to be the variant. The borders should be the Alliance reward, and the variant should be the personal reward. So people can be part of alliances that maybe aren't like doing as well, but as long as they get the best reward, as long as they put in their input and they're still right. And because I look at this and I think, oh, my alliance is going to really struggle to get those variants, and it's not fair to like freemium and like the other players that are playing a lot. And I just wish they would make it personal. Like I usually hit the cap for Alliance, like not always. A lot of times they play enough, but like that would make people feel better about dying alliances. This will just make people sad, and it doesn't help the turnover with people trying to find and stay in active enough alliances, and then people. You want people to be incentivized to return by returning to an alliance maybe with their friends, right? Than having to be booted out of an alliance to make. So they did say they want to make more changes, but as a stopgap, they should have made personal rewards stronger and kept the alliance rewards like a mystery border. Good enough, but like not a punishment for all the alliances that are struggling, which is a lot of them, right? Maybe not people, maybe people listening to the podcast are involved enough in ones, but like I play a lot, and I was in alliance with a lot of high players, and we've booted a lot of players numerous times, and we still have trouble like keeping it, and like people drop out for weeks, and that should be fine.
I've heard of lots of people having the same problem. Their alliances are
Shouldn't
getting
be
too
kicked from
small,
an
or they're
alliance.
losing lots of activity. Yeah.
I
I think
have to
that's
do
like a
someone
very
that's
strong
just gone
argument.
for a week or two. Yeah.
And it would be so easy to make it for the individuals. It wouldn't be any more trouble for them, really, I don't think, unless they're really that worried about giving out too many mystery variants. But like,
they've done it before. Made the personal reward the stronger the reward.
It never would have occurred to me because, as I've mentioned, like Lauren and I are in an alliance that hits the maximum every time. Like, no worries, and I think there was one time we missed it.
It's one time ever. Yep.
One time ever. And yeah.
But that's not the reality for most people playing.
People.
Like, I totally agree.
If you could at least just like pull your own weight and make sure you got the variant, because like people do like getting the premium mystery variant. It feels good and it's nice.
SC doesn't listen to this, but listen, like we want to stay in alliances with our friends that sometimes take a whole month or several months break, but they come back. We don't want to have to kick them, right? We don't have to keep kicking people to turn it like to try and get enough people in. It's just like, this would be such an easy, fast fix. You need to that's because this is a thing. They, as developers, are probably also just playing with a lot of other people that play a lot. It's like you're not in touch.
Or they don't care about the alliance rewards.
Well, if you don't care about your game, then I don't have anything to say to you.
We'll see. I don't have a lot of hope for alliances, but that apparently it's still something that they want to take care of.
This is a step in at least a more player-friendly direction. It's a small thing, but
it's an example of player feedback working.
But like, is it though? If it's not, like, I just explained why I think this is the wrong answer.
You explained a way better thing they should have done. Like, they should have done that. Absolutely. I'm just saying this is better than it was last month, but
than just all bad rewards. Yeah,
still not adequate, but at least a gesture.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the reward is the 500 credits. Like, I would prefer a variant over a border, but chances are I'm not going to use the variant either. Right? Like, every now and then you get a good one, but
people like variants, and they're just like a fun little. Oh, well, that's nice. I got it. And you get a variant. At least it's a variant out of the way. It's just like a nice little thing that feels good for people, even if it's not really a thing that feels great for me personally. I'm aware of how other people feel about it, and they should be accommodated.
It's definitely definitely a bigger dopamine hit to open a card, even if it's a variant, than to open a border. Oh, I got neon green.
Borders are opening mystery borders are not exciting. It's like opening the wrapping. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
I do like opening a border if I like see that. Oh, you now own like 25 of this kind of border. I'm like, oh, that's kind of exciting. I could go through a little phase if I wanted to. I could have a fun little border adventure.
A distressed blue era.
Yeah. My distressed blue period.
Okay, there were some balance changes too in the patch. Unusual, but it does happen sometimes because some balance changes, the ones that like change function behind the scenes, require a patch. So one thing is cards that do multiple affliction or multiple buffs in a row, it will now count as a single hit, which only affects like two things right now in the game. But like, for example, Cassandra Nova, when she hits a card, a deck full of 7 cards, she does not get 7+1s. She gets 1+7. Really, the only thing that's relevant for is like Kahori and Stark Industries. That's the location that randomly gives out 8 power. Those two hitting Sebastian Shaw or Clea. Those are the only interactions that are affected by this.
Two cards that really deserve to get kicked while they were down, right? Oh my gosh. These cards are in like...
They cited not that they were balancing these cards, but that it was preventing future design space. And I think we can see that in the Datamined cards that we'll be looking at.
A recent topic of discussion, how far Sebastian Shaw's stock has fallen. Like, he's so bad these days.
Right. He's often not even in the decks that he should be in. Like, yeah. Kahori gets a point of power. It goes from 4/6 to 4/7 to compensate for this. It's fine. I don't think it's enough to make her a great card or even a very good card. And then Mysterio, RIP. Although I am somewhat glad that this change hit Gambit, Horseman of Death. One of my favorite cards in the game has been reworked. He no longer plays 3 cards at once. He does he is a 2/5 on reveal, add an illusion to another location. Very White Tiger or Sam Wilson. Activate, swap power with it. I saw some people being pretty positive about this and praising that it kept so much of the same story, so many of the same effects of Mysterio, like, ooh, where's my power gonna be? But I don't know. I think they totally crushed this card. I think that my second favorite deck of all time after Lockdown is now dead. I don't think I can play it without Mysterio. So it's been a real bummer. This is my least favorite change in the history of Snap. I think Ghost was an awful rework. I don't understand why they did that one, but like I wasn't playing a ton of Ghost before either. This is a card that like I play a ton of and now I'm not going to. So it's a bummer. You can play him with Luke Cage and then he's Scarlet Spider. That's something. But
oh yeah. I didn't think about that. That's cute.
There's still some cute things you can do, but like you can't bast and then play a 2/9. You can't triple buff your bishop or triple discount your Sasquatch or Mockingbird. It's just it's a bummer. I'm sad about this one.
Yeah,
I'm sad for you, Lauren.
Yeah, me too. And I don't even want to play this. I get what they're going for at the mind games. Like, which lane is the power going to go in? So it's like, oh, I have a useless card taking up one lane. Yeah, this is an activate that I can't double up in any way to good effect. That's not going to benefit from being extra bonus. It's just a like, well, and it's like, you know what I can do? It's just they won't know which lane I'm gonna play a card in, so like that's a mind game. Which lane will this card on?
What if you Jocasta Mysterio and switch back? Whoa! Right? Isn't that exciting gameplay? But other than that, the only activate synergy to be had is Aurora, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like, and it gives you like reach, you know. But there's way better ways to get reach, you know.
It could be a 2/4 jet.
Absolutely.
And then it doesn't take up an extra board space.
Like, who is this for?
Yeah, who is this for? Like, this would have been fine if this were the original Mysterio design, but it is very sad to
mechanics
just replace the
He's the original Mysterio is one of the buggiest cards in the game.
Oh, for sure. I hadn't patched the game, so I was playing old Mysterio after after his time. And like, sure enough, the first time I played him, I did like the game disappeared. It got it wasn't one I needed to reconnect to. It was a game where they were like, "Sorry, this one's donezo. You're not getting back in." Memory hold.
I said it was synergyless, but the illusion will get a buff from Patriot, right?
Yep.
There's probably better Patriot things to do, but like,
it's something.
Yeah. It's something, yeah.
And I've tried doing cute things with it. There's not a lot. If you make a ton of illusions, he only swaps with the newest one.
And if you make a ton of illusions, you sound very well read.
Yeah. The other thing you can do with him, the only thing I have found that you can do with him that Scarlet Spider can't do, you can Viper the illusion over to your enemy's side and then swap the power. Why? It's not good. It's not good until we have better options to afflict yourself. Which I have hope that we will someday have better options to afflict yourself for 2 reasons. One, it's one of the only things that comes up a lot when I'm trying to... A lot is not the right word. It's one of the only things that comes up when I'm coming up with cute combo clips that I'm just like, I have to throw out the combo idea because I just can't afflict myself enough to do this cool thing. Yeah.
Only so many yellow jackets you can conjure.
Yeah. Example, if I afflict my Maverick enough to be negative, then he could make my Goblin even scarier. That's kind of cool. But you just self-affliction is so hard to do. But also there was recently like a team answer and somebody asked like, what card do you want to see like better supported in a new archetype and better supported in an existing archetype? And Glenn answered Yellow Jacket for a new archetype. And I was like, oh, self-affliction, it's coming. The other thing you can do with Mysterio is if the illusion transforms, you can swap power with that. So like try to get the illusion into Gamma Lab and then you can grab the 12 power on your Mysterio. But like, I don't know. That's something technically, but I don't know. It's just I tried to do like, okay, I'm sad about Mysterio, but at least he can do this cool new thing, and he can't. To accommodate for the death of Mysterio, Sasquatch has been buffed by 1, but they said a big old fuck you to Hitmonkey and Bishop and Mockingbird.
I still see Mockingbird. I haven't seen a Sasquatch in the wild for a long time.
Sasquatch needs Mysterio, but Mockingbird has so many friends.
Yeah, Mockingbird has Thanos. Mockingbird will be fine.
Mockingbird has friends everywhere. Andor, what's up? Okay. And
then they once again reported that Lockjaw and Shanna were being switched to work on characters only, but it didn't actually happen.
Oh yeah, it didn't happen.
It was like in the patch notes and everything, but like if you go look at Lockjaw and Shanna, they're still their old selves.
Same. Okay.
It's a resistant change. Okay, we're going to talk about data mines. We got cards for June season, which will be headlined by a new Jeff. Ben, tell us about Jeff.
Jeff, the baby dolphin. What? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce those punctuation. Anywho, the cards here, your cards here, rather, reveal boosted. Oh, we've got new terminology with +1 power. You can move this once. That's right. We're going to see boost on a lot of these cards. So, yeah, you can move it if you would like things to be boosted at a different location. It's much smaller than traditional Jeff, as it is 2/2. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's important. Yeah, Jeff the baby dolphin.
Are you playing this in Move, Ben?
Me?
Yeah.
I
mean, you're the most move of this, I think. So that's what I'm
pretty move, but like what?
Because I mean, is that what you're thinking? I mean, I know you don't play Human Torch and stuff, but I'm trying to think. Right? You're boosting cards. You're moving stuff.
If anything, I'm like wondering, is this a Surfer card? Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have played Jeff Classic in many a Surfer deck, because for a long time, that was a pretty cool thing to do, especially with like Hope Summers and stuff. And, you know, before we had so many good 3-cost move things, it was like good to have a little move feller. Yeah, you know, I'm just not that excited about this card. I mean, the boosting is nice.
This doesn't have the Jeff ability, though. This doesn't say nothing can stop Jeff the baby dolphin.
I think that's kind of the point, though, because otherwise it just does everything old Jeff does. But I like that it does some of what old Jeff does.
I thought it's Jeff in a dolphin costume. Mine is the dolphin costume.
Yeah, I think the dolphin costume
stops him.
It's inhibiting. An inhibiting dolphin costume. Okay.
He's not quite the escape artist that he would be.
He looks really happy, and I've seen pets in costumes, and they never look that happy, to be honest.
You really think
including my own pets that I've
I have known a pet to enjoy a costume. Or at least a little hoodie or something. Not like a full thing, but like I knew a cat to enjoy a little shirt. I think he liked that everyone was looking at him.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about this card. It's kind of like Mobile Angela.
It's good though, right? Like
I don't know if the numbers
cards
are
that
big
can move
enough.
by themselves are good, right?
Yeah.
Cards that give other cards buffs, because there's so many cards that benefit from buffs, are good. He's gonna have some homes, and he's a 2-cost, which can like get peppered in. Like I was just telling you that I play Toxie Doxie despite her being terrible, and like, you know, like look at this, way better.
I just think the size of the buff is a little bit small. Is the thing? Like,
think so.
Yeah, we like
So I'm thinking
Elsa
too-
because she does bigger buffs. We like Forge because bigger buff. Like, you play a Maverick here, that's cool. You've got original Maverick.
Wait, okay, this is why I'm thinking about move though, Ben. Because what if you're boosting Nightcrawler? What if you're maybe it's Silky
Yeah.
Smoothie kind of stuff?
Yeah, I
too.
think
I
this
don't
is
know.
probably good there, or at least it's worth thinking about there.
Silky Smooth
I'm
does
not,
seem
sure
like-
this card isn't great.
Silky Smooth is dead.
I just think this card might.
Long dead.
I think this card might just be okay, and that's fine. Cards can be okay, and it's not bad. Seems good. I would play this card in draft mode all day long. I'd be very excited to see this card in draft mode because it's just generically fine. It does a thing that you can always use.
Okay,
Yeah.
think like zombies though. I was wrong. Zombies. I played zombies for a little bit, and they're fun with Kitty and stuff. Like Kitty, Angela, zombies stuff where you just where you'd play Elsa. I could see that. I could see this going there.
This card is like a 2/8, right? If you really like squeeze all the juice out of it. And the thing is, I know this guy named Juggernaut, and he sucks.
You could squeeze a little extra out of it if you're doing stuff like Maverick or
Maverick, Carter,
cards that
Human
move,
Torch, whatever.
or like there are ways to make it a
Gilgamesh,
little bigger.
Think about like Gilgamesh, where you just want them to be boosted. Jack Flag, just want them to
That's
be
true.
boosted.
This is a Jack
I'm just
Flag
saying
friend
there's
for sure.
synergies. There's synergies exist.
Yeah, you can
It
get more
seems
than
pretty
2/8
well
out of
balanced to me. Like a touch too light, but still playable, and maybe that's an appropriate place for a card to be.
It's better than cards that are blatantly bad,
Or cards that are busted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although busted cards are fun every now
I
and
think maybe Jeff is my favorite card of the season. We'll see.
Oh, I couldn't possibly pick anything but Nemorita. Tell us about Nemorita.
I know she looks too fun. The variant, that's what immediately drew me. I'm like, whatever that card is, I like her. All right, she's a 4/4. After the next time you play an ongoing card, double its ongoing ability. Okay, my first thought was like, ooh, this seems really fun and like a Shuri for ongoing. But the more I looked at it, I'm like, this isn't going in any of the ongoing decks I currently play. So where does it go? Because the problem is like on 4, if I have her, I have Moonstone. I'm playing Moonstone, and part of that is because I need to play other stuff after Moonstone to like kick off the Moonstone, you know what I mean? So it's like I can't, she's so costly at 4. It's like if I'm trying to copy, like I can double, if I want to double an Iron Man, and I have the choice to do it in the same lane or different lane with like Mystique, right? Who's cheaper. And it feels like for her cost, I'm wanting to play things like Moonstone or things that are gonna be copied or boosted by an Onslaught, right? Like she's so expensive. What are we doing with her? Is she a big combo deck? Did you have thoughts?
Here are my thoughts. There are a couple of old friends that I don't see around very often, but I think would be kind of cool with this card. You could curve up real neatly into an old favorite that I think everybody played in early series, Blue
Miss Marvel.
Marvel.
Oh, okay.
No, that was the second one I was going with. Yeah, Miss Marvel also. Pretty cool card. And a cool
Marvel.
thing to double, and a thing that Moonstone cannot help you with. And that's
You're so right. I take it all back.
That's always like the sad thing. I swear, every time I'm like putting Moonstone or Miss Marvel in a deck, usually these decks don't see the light of day. But I'm like, oh man, it's just a shame that they can't be friends. But this is a cool, I like this. Mystique is, a very good card and everything, but the 3/1-ness of her is kind of a bummer. I like playing cards that have at least as much power as their energy cost. That's what I
You
like.
have to play this before. You can't play it on turn 6 after Miss Marvel.
I
I
think
don't
had a
know that I would
Taskmaster.
put this in my Miss Marvel.
Yeah. I feel like for a secret homework, I think I designed a card that worked like this, except it was like 2 cost and overpowered.
So, but you're saying
this
like something
one
combo
is
with
pretty cool.
Taskmaster, right? Something more combo rather than like.
I think this card's really hard to price correctly because like the concerns you're expressing, Rhea, are totally right for a 4 cost. But like if it was a 2 cost, it would be way too good.
Yeah.
The obvious low-hanging fruit in my mind or at least the thing that she enables that is new, is Nemorita Sarah. That is a 2-card combo that gives you a 2-cost discount. That's huge. There are ways to get those discounts, but they take more cards, right? Like you can do Wave into Onslaught Sarah or Sarah Onslaught, either way.
This is so much
you
cleaner.
could get lucky with Iron Lad and then play Sarah. Like there's ways to do it right now, but this will be by far the easiest way to get a double Sarah going. I also think that so you double your Blue Marvel or your Ms. Marvel or whatever, and then you double it again with Onslaught on 6, and that's appealing for sure.
I think this card's nuts. That's my prediction.
Yeah, it looks super fun to me. It will certainly open up some
Cosmos, protect against some enchantresses.
I guess.
I'm going to double that Cosmo.
You can play the next
super
ongoing card anywhere. Also, you don't even have to play the ongoing card the next turn. Nemorita can keep it you can play one on 6.
Right.
It doesn't even have to be sequential.
Separate it out.
I think this card is trouble.
I hadn't called that out. All right. I'm sorry for doubting you, Nemorita.
The separating out would be a lot cooler if she was cheaper, but I also just think she'd be too good if she was cheaper.
Also, do you want to know a fun fact that I know from Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
Yes.
Nemorita has been around longer than Namora, and she's Namor's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Of course, her name is his name with an Ida at the end.
Right. And who's Namora?
That's where we were.
What's the relationship there?
That's how they named Spider-Man characters. It's like Peter.
Spider-Man-ita?
Aunt Petera. And his Uncle Peterin.
Got Penny Parker. Is that really so different?
But she is an alternate version
she is. Yeah.
Peter. It makes sense. She's an alternate universe, not like a living relation.
That's true.
Maybe Namor's a family name. Jubilee, Silver Surfer, briefly seen in What If, did not even be I'm very interested in the existence of this card. I think she just flashed on the screen in What If. She doesn't have any lines. She doesn't have any, nobody talks to her. It's just their way of showing, look at the multiverse.
Yeah.
Imagine if Jubilee was the Silver Surfer.
Visual language is very clean. Jubilee's signature thing is the big yellow coat, and it can be easily mashed up. And the pink sun. I think it was a good idea.
She looks
at least
cool.
For What If. Yeah,
for sure.
It's it takes no explanation. You can see what it's all very legible at first glance.
4/2. After you draw a card, boost it with this card's power. So just vanilla, I play her on turn 4. She's a 4/6 if I play out everything. That doesn't sound very good. But you can do silly things with her, right? You can Maverick her. You
also,
can put
this
her
is
behind
every
Captain
time you draw
Carter.
a card, right?
Yeah, which also means synergy with drawing abilities for sure.
Yeah, I think this card is very stupid. I am not a fan.
It finally gives you a way to make Crystal asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I think this card's a bad idea.
That's a lot of hidden information.
Yeah.
You draw a brood with that thing? Even if you don't buff Jubilee, I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can buff Jubilee so many. You're going to be playing America Chavez. You're going to be playing Surge. It's also you can ongoing effects will boost Jubilee's power, and then she'll make that permanent power on whatever you're drawing. It's yes. It's so stupid. I don't think they've thought about this as hard as we have, and we've only been thinking about it for 5 minutes.
It's the same concerns you raised with Stick, where it's Stick on his own is not necessarily a problem, but it's Stick plus Captain Carter plus Maverick plus we're hitting critical mass,
Stick,
where you can just throw these everywhere.
She pays it forward so much harder than even Maverick and Stick. I think this card is so stupid.
Okay. Next one, Ree.
Oh, is Monstro mine? Okay. Monstro is an 8/8. This card's cost is reduced by the cost of your deck's top card. I think this feels like a more narrow. It doesn't feel generally good. I do see it working well with Mole Man though, right? Like this is one where you want like a high cost. It's also somewhere with Hela. It's somewhere I think where people are like, I think people are looking at it and being like, that seems weak. What, you're going to play it? You know what I mean? Like, how much of a discount are you going to really get? And it's like, look at the 8 cost though, and think about where you can apply that in an interesting deck. I think is the way to look at it. What about you guys?
I did mess up the rotation, but that's fine.
That's all right.
Something we can deal with.
Well, here's the thing. I think this card's nuts. Not even for like. There's this card called Howard the Duck, and you have to like pay 1 energy and put him on the board, and then you get to tap him next turn and see what's on top of your deck. This is a card you need to have in your hand, and it tells you what's on top of your deck, especially if you're good. Like, I'm not saying like every new player is going to be able to do this, but if you know the contents of your deck and like you know how many things you have of which cost, and you see what's in your hand and on the board, you can reasonably infer what's on top of your deck based on the discount this card has on a given turn. So like, it's a Howard that you don't even tell your opponent you've played, because you didn't play it because you didn't have to, because it's free and it's in your hand. And also it might be like a 2/8 or something if you ever decide to play it. But like with Howard, your opponent knows that you're looking at the top of your deck when you play Howard. If you have Monstro in your hand, your opponent doesn't know shit and you know everything.
You have to have your deck built a certain way to be able to infer
you have to be like
as much.
Clever about it, but
you're still
at high levels of play, this
a card
is
in
like
your
so
deck,
much better than Howard. Yeah, they pay the same price there. It is one of your 12 cards, but this is so much better than Howard. It's like ridiculous. Like somebody hates Howard at second deck.
I agree, it's a big upgrade on Howard for most decks, but I don't know how many decks are going to want to run him. Like, yeah, maybe you're running him. Bad.
But just comparatively speaking, oh my god, there's no reason to play Howard ever again.
Sure, he stays in the deck maybe. What's that? Death is an 8 cost.
I thought Death was 9 cost now. I played Death recently. Now I'm going to go look.
9 cost, wasn't she? Maybe I'm wrong.
What? I'm pretty sure she's an 8.
Who got the latest OTA?
Sure, right?
I
know from Polymorphs.
I just played her. I should have known that.
She did used to be 9, but she's been an 8 since May of 2023.
Well, then 8's going to be better for you in a Hela deck or something like
That's right. But Monstro's free if you can put Monstro and Death in the same deck.
I think you can.
That's how you get a free Monstro.
And
Hela does repeat sometimes.
Oh, like if you like play her on a Kamartaj or something.
2 of the same. I mean, you play sometimes in a Hela deck you see people playing 2 of it, you know.
Like we were just talking earlier about how a good Iron Lad hit is a good Iron Lad hit, right? You know, if you get something like Isca and just, like, think how much better Howard would be if he were not so bad, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we need a Howard redesign challenge.
I think so.
Honestly,
I hope
he's
they're
an
reworking
interesting
Howard.
Design.
This is so like
he's an interesting design. They just need to give him better stats. Okay, I'm not that worried about it. Like Howard will still have a home in decks that have lots of repeat spots or in ongoing. You definitely play him in Spectrum, right? No, never. Okay, Ben, with our next one.
All right, next up we've got Venus.
I believe this is the super premium season pass.
Oh, good to know.
Oh, boo, I want it. Why? Why did you put all the ones
That's why it's always the one you want.
This is a 3/4. When you boost a card in play, it gets an extra +1 power. I don't like that. Only cards in play, though. Yeah, I don't know. So many of these, there are more boost cards to come. So like my dissatisfaction with the proliferation of boost, like, you know, it's worse than we've told you so far, I guess is all I'm trying to say.
We think boost is any sort of buff, right? It's not like a unique word. It's just any sort of buff.
I think they're just updating the terminology.
Like Ironheart is boosting, right?
Ironheart's going to be a boost card.
Oh, you think I don't think they're doing that.
Yeah, I think retroactively everything's going to be boost.
You think it's a keyword?
They're just updating how they talk.
I think they're
how they phrase
okay. I could be wrong. So, all right, we have no idea. No one from Second Dinner said anything. My thought is they keep adding all these new buff cards, and they're like, there are too many buff cards, and the players have complained about all the cards overlapping, and they're like, what if we did buffs, but we gave it a different name so they don't interact with the same cards?
They're doing rotation.
So boost only interacts with boost cards, right?
I can see it.
And think about it. No. And when you look at how boost, like look at how the other ones talk, the cards reveal here boosted with 1 power. You draw a card, boost it with this. It feels like boosting is this is in play. You're right. It is in different ways.
It's just a new keyword.
Update everything
that exists.
Yeah, maybe so they can refer to buffed cards in a different way.
Do you remember when they added like start of game?
I think
it's like, so you can say cards that are boosted instead of cards that have gained permanent power or however.
It's an easy way to talk about it and to differentiate, narrow it even from like, say, like how Shadow King affects like negative cards as well.
Yeah. Right? They're just trying to put fewer words in a text box.
But that's what I'm saying. But think how that could affect interactions. You know, they can narrow cards to more specifically mean cards that have been buffed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. Venus is definitely why Kahori got changed.
Says boost in his box, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. This variant is fire, though. I love the rollerblades, the long red hair, the headphones. I'm chasing back. Sorry.
She's very cool. Yeah. This is certainly not the base art, but it is very fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how good this is.
I think it's one of the worst boost cards of the season, for sure.
That's why I like it. I just told you I was playing Toxie Doxie. I'm like, no one will play it. She'll be out for me with their rollerblades.
She might be the Toxie Doxie, yes.
She has a big buff for Kahori. No, I know we said Kahori got changed, and this is why. But Kahori still gives out multiple boosts if she targets different cards.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest interaction I can think of.
I mean,
and she works with Surfer, right? Why not play
absolutely
Surfer?
Surfer,
I just don't think she makes the cut there.
Remember when Surfer gave +3?
Yeah.
Nothing stays at +3 except the new cards. They're better. What's that? Okay, something gives out +3. That's recent.
Yeah,
I noticed.
Give out +3.
There are actually a few that have survived too.
Are there? There's a few. I hadn't been noticing that lately because it's like Elsa is just +2. Like so many cards.
Oh,
Galacta is only +2 now. Yeah, Galacta used to be +3.
I think Dagger is back to +2 right now.
Yeah, they should put her back to +3. Come on.
Sparky's +2. Vulture is +3.
Okay, but that's Vulture.
And also, that's like the one situation where it's not good enough. Damn it! Like that's the problem with Vulture is that he's +3.
Drax,
what
Zombie Captain
+3
Marvel,
to something else, not
Red
to
Hulk,
itself.
Cerebro.
Ironheart. Cerebro is too good.
America Chavez, Morgan Le Fay.
Chavez does. Good. Yeah. But there are ones where you have less control over what gives the you know what I mean? What's going to get it? So it's more randomized. Whereas like with Galacta and stuff, you were very specifically picking targets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this one's mine. Yeah. Triton. 3/5. My understanding is he's related to Black Bolt and Maximus somehow. An Inhuman. Anyway, on reveal, he looks like a fish man, but I think that's his inhumanness. On reveal, boost the last character played by each player last turn with +4 power. So he's a 3/9 that gives your opponent +4. The only obvious use I can think of for that is Cerebro. You can tech against Cerebro now without playing Red Skull.
That's fun. I want to mess up Cerebro.
I'm not sure what else you do with this, but like it's interesting. There's certainly cards that like if you buff your Maverick +4 and you buff their whatever by +4, that's better for you.
Yeah, that's the most like value you're gonna get out of it. But I think even in like sort of an honest context, you can still like get some leverage. Like I think that like if you know that the last card they played is on a lane that you are not interested in winning.
Oh yeah.
Like sure, boost away, have more power on that lane that I am abandoning. I don't think this is necessarily like a great card, but like it's a neat card. I think it'll be good in limited format, solid in that way. I don't know if it's great in regular Snap. And it is great with Maverick and such. Your Captain Carters, anything that gets multiplicative with the blessings.
Shall I read the last card? I don't
Sure.
have anything to add to what you guys meant. I agree with everything you said. Okay, the last one is Submariner. When this is boosted in hand or in play, add a random 1-cost character to your hand, boosted by the same amount. I kind of love this. It's the kind of randomness, the kind of controlled chaos I like, because one, you do get, it is hidden information to you because it is in your hand. And they don't see what it is. And the problem is I cannot play, I even got the Collector's Vault. From the Collector's Vault, I got Cartoon Shauna that was in a bundle once because I just really liked it. I still can't play. I'll do it, especially mostly if I'm going to try and Killmonger them because I hate not control. You know what I mean? You just throw it out there and you hope you get some ones that you like. And that's so tough for me. This lets you decide if you're going to, you know what I mean? What the one is, if you're going to play it. And also it's like boosted, So like maybe your hood goes up to like, 0 and like great or something. So, I like that. It obviously goes with a lot of things. It's going to your hand, so it goes with like Victoria hand and stuff. It seems, and it's a 2-cost. So I don't see this not being a card that people play with a lot,
So if this card is in your hand, it will sort of like tell on itself to your opponent, right?
I would expect so.
Like they're not going to be adding extra cards to your hand and not notifying the opponent.
You think they're going to see the card that gets added to your hand?
I don't think they'll see the card,
maybe
but
they'll see Submariner or something.
They'll see Submariner pop out and generate a card, just kind of like how Red Hulk pops out and gains power.
Maybe there will be a distinct animation, like a splash and like a card back going into their hand or wherever.
Or like you see Clea's animation even when she's in hand, right?
Okay, yeah, it'll be something like that.
Speaking of this sort of thing, did I see that they fixed ham so that it'll the pig
they
works
attempted
again?
to. I don't know if it actually worked. I thought I saw something that said it didn't actually fully work.
It sucks. It got me once. I forgot a Mystique had been like oinked because she looked like regular Mystique.
Yeah, there's no animation or sound effect or anything. Yeah. Oh, there's the one little white flash.
It did when the bug was new, but it still gets me sometimes.
I have to keep checking all my cards.
I think this is a really interesting ability because this is Namor, right? Namor the Submariner.
Yeah, yep.
This is Namor too. I think this is a weirdo ability to put on like such an important character, especially one who doesn't get played in the first iteration of the card. But yeah, this seems super fun. I just would have expected a more mainstream ability on him and give the weird ability to a different card.
It's sort of super fun. I'm a little worried that it's like kind of nuts. I think it's a little too good. That's what I think.
It could be really good, right? Like if you give him a big buff and you get like a 1+6, that's like a 1/8 in your hand.
I mean, in a season with Namorita and Jubilee Silver Surfer, like I kind of think this is like not the one I'm most worried about, but it's like it's third place for cards I'm worried about, I think. Probably. Yep.
The season at least looks moderately interesting to me.
It looks overpowered to me.
That's a plus. I don't know. I feel like there's a good mix here in strength.
Well, there are a few stinkers, a few mediocres, a couple that I'm not worried about, but the 3 that I am, so that's discouraging.
All right. Well, look forward to us ranking these cards at the end of May. We're going to talk about the OTA this week. First up. Well, I mean, everything in this OTA is one power buff, but we're going to talk about Sabah Nur. We promised at the start of the podcast we would. So Sabah Nur himself goes 4/5 to 4/6. His evolved form, Apocalypse Celestial's Chosen goes 4/8 to 4/9. I saw some people turning around on this card before it got buffed.
What do you mean turn around on it?
I saw some people being like, "Oh, this is actually a good card," or like they were starting to enjoy Sabah Nur.
I was one of me. I am the person. Well, one of the people. Now you know.
Did he need this buff?
I can see that. And I think people are coming off of what we had Star-Lord and Show Lao and stuff, and they are still super strong. So I can see how this in comparison, and it's also, it doesn't fit as many decks, right, as those other two cards will fit into. So this feels weaker in comparison. I don't think that means it's necessarily weak. I enjoyed it. Here's why I enjoyed it. One, a lot of Cosmic Ghost Rider running around. Why? Because it's really good against end of turn decks, and plenty of other decks when they're stacking, their low cost cards are actually pretty powerful and stuff. And when you're playing an Sabah Nur deck, you're filling a lot of those decks with cards you don't care about. Little cards, Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, stuff like that. If it gets hit, sure, go ahead, try and Cosmic Ghost Rider. Go ahead, even Fin Fang Foom it, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't go off till the end of the turn. So you just have, there's so many cards now that will hit those front of the row cards that it's like having a little they're fodder. It's so sad. Okay, but it's true though. So and then, think about how fun it is to get the benefit of arrows from Kate Bishop, and then later she becomes a Shang. And they just so happen to play a big card there because everyone's playing big cards these days. It's easy to play high power cards. So Shang just takes care of that for fun. So a lot of times, and if it swaps out for another little card in your deck, you know what? Sometimes that works out. It gets rid of high Evo negative decks where they've blasted your card. It's boom, that's suddenly the lowest card that will get swapped out. That saved me with this. There are a lot of little tool uses that you didn't think about until you were playing. And I think that's why you're saying what you were, Lauren, about people who've been playing it saying this, there's uses for it. There's little tricks. I've enjoyed. And then he becomes the Celestial is what, a 4/9? That's great. You hit him. I've hit him with Iron Lad in an Isca deck, and then you have two of them going off, and that's just super fun. Who doesn't want
Safety added it to his One Piece deck, which is a Wong deck, and
was
enjoying that Celestial's Chosen as an on reveal. So sometimes you play him on Wong, and he does two swaps.
Anyway, so but those are the majority of my thoughts. I think I'm happy to see him get a 4/6, but I've enjoyed playing him. What do you guys, did you guys have any thoughts about it? Different experience?
I've been seeing him around. I'm still not very impressed when I see him around. He does not seem to herald, I'm not retreating against him very often, I guess.
That's how you get cubes, though. People don't retreat against it.
Yeah, I will say that part hasn't been happening in my experience. But my experience is limited, and I don't see that many of this card. So, it's possible that there are people who are getting really good results with Sabah Nur, and I'm not part of their rampage. Their rampage has not reached me. But yeah, I hope people are having fun with this card. I don't dislike the card. I think maybe it's not the best there is at what it does, like Wolverine or whatever. But an extra point of power always helps, and 4/9, that's a bit of a stat line right there. Yeah, I wish him the best.
Wait a minute, what Wolverine are you talking about?
That's one of his catchphrases. You know, he's like, "I'm the best there is at what I do."
Oh, I was thinking mechanically. I was like, because at the best at what he does, like Wolverine. Because I thought you were going to say like Lockjaw or something, but like I do think he's different.
Yeah, that is what I'm getting at. Yeah, Lockjaw's a better card. Yep.
I agree, but I think the thing that what I learned is that he's a totally different deck than Lockjaw.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So, like, I think what he does feels like its own kind of thing. And he's more of like, he's not like a thing, he's not like the finisher, but he's he's like a good, like he fits in a deck that you don't have to super build around him in a way that makes him a little more synergistic overall, I think is his benefit, as opposed to like you're saying, Ben, where it's like, I'm not afraid of him at the end. And I especially see with your decks and the way you play, it's like, you're going to go taller. You know, you're going to beat him. You know what I mean? When you're looking at what he does, you're like, I don't see how this beats what I'm doing. And I can see
also,
that.
I've had like a very small sample size, and I'm just remembering mostly I'm seeing cards get swapped for equivalent size or smaller cards. And like, that might just be because I haven't seen that many and Sabah Nur's. Maybe the real story is that he is getting value more consistently than I've just, observed.
I mean, but that's the randomness to it, right? Like Blink, you're getting a bigger card,
Yeah, Blink's a hell of a card.
Lockjaw, you're getting off earlier, so you have a bigger pool because you are like mostly triggering him. I have triggered him early just because I thought they were going to Cosmic Ghost Rider me and stuff. And like, so you have like filling up your front row is pretty easy. So he's a tool that you can be clever about.
I think that's two ways that I've seen people turn around on him. One is like, oh, maybe this doesn't have to be an all-in zoo deck. Maybe we just fill the front row and that's good enough. And I've seen him in decks that have like a higher curve than I expected him to show up in. Like they're relying on Jubilee to be part of how I fill the front row. Oh, that seems cutting it close to me, but then that improves the kind of hits you can get from him.
Hits, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's part of where people have been coming around on him. I don't know what the other one was. Maybe it was the double on reveal thing that Safety's doing. But I don't know. Like, I'm not worried about this being too much power. It might be, but like, it's not like he's going to be a real problem if he needs to be reverted. I'm perfectly fine with them experimenting. In fact, I wish they would be a little riskier sometimes in their balance changes.
I would like to see more of this card.
Yeah. And
I hope I do.
Oh, I know the other thing I was thinking of is objective. It is an interesting ability, and like the way that it has timing, right? The way that you can prepare the objective ahead of time, or you can play in Sabah Nur ahead of time, but avoid filling the front row until the last turn. Like there's a lot of different timing ways that you can use this. And I think that, him especially compared to the other objective cards we have so far, where like the timing is actually something that you might use strategically with more practice. So
yeah, I read they mentioned that like maybe in the notes they're like, maybe people are kind of slow to figure out objective, and I guess I hadn't thought about it until you explained, but like, yeah, maybe they have been slow to figure out objective. I don't know.
Now, part of it is they didn't give us other cards that were interesting to time their objective with.
Yeah, this is the most interesting one for sure.
Like Gambit has some component where like early on you're going to do a better job of hurting their plan before it takes off, but later he has more targets, so like there's some decision there, but like,
and also later like your opponent doesn't know, they can't count on any other stuff, none of it's solid, if you're going off later. Yeah,
that's true. Yes, there's some, I don't know, push and pull there. So Gambit has some interesting timing. Juggernaut really doesn't.
Nope.
I mean, the only reason to time him is to like avoid a Shadow King. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Or maybe to avoid taking Cryo. Anyway. All right. Let's talk about some of these other ones. I'm just going to list them off, but we can talk about any of the 5. Debris, White Tiger Spirit, Ghost, Hydra-Man, and Pixie all gain 1 power. Are there any of those you want to call out as especially interesting?
I like Debris. I'm excited about that. I like, I'm just excited about her. Cool card.
Yeah, that's huge. 3/8, and you can make use of, like, particularly with, like, and what we just talked about, Sevener. I forgot what Ghost did.
Mm-hmm.
One of my, like, pull open a random deck was a Surfer deck, and it had Ghost in it, and I thought it was still the, like, makes you go last. I'm like, what a weird, but they put it in, okay. And then I just like, never used her. And then later I'm like, I could have maybe won against some end of turn decks.
Yeah.
You should have
I still think her design is so clunky. Like,
yep.
In a world where there's Red Guardian and Deafening Chord and Cosmic Ghost Rider, why is she only targeting end of turn? And I know, like, maybe it's comparable to Enchantress, but like ongoing is so much more common than end of turn.
It affects all of them. So you're taking out a Jocast, you're taking out their whole, it's an auto win. So, I mean, the problem is it's like the other auto win, like the full on counters that, like, if you consider Mobius 1 to negative, if you consider Luke 1 to affliction, like the problem is it's like end of turn feels narrower. I don't know, to put a whole,
right,
because it takes up your whole,
You gave Mobius and Luke, and they have other purposes, right? They have locations, or they have, like, you can be the one who's causing the global affliction, or who's using Pixie to mix up your costs. It's like, what are you going to do with Ghost on yourself? Play Jocasta in a Patriot deck?
And Ghost still, no matter how big they make Ghost, there's still the problem of, like, by the time there's an end of turn lane that you want to, like, wipe and stuff, they've already ended at least one turn. They're already, like, getting some of whatever they wanted, Oh
yeah, Jocasta's activate.
It's too little, too late. It's
playing Thena in a Patriot deck. It doesn't make sense. They killed Ghost.
Yes, they did.
Honestly, I don't know which Ghost is better, because the old Ghost hardly ever saw play either, but she was more interesting.
Ghost was so much more interesting, though. Come on. That was a loss of cool for the game.
Yeah, I agree. Pixie, my comment is fine, but I wish that they would try one cost Pixie. She might be too good, but I think it would be fun, and they could revert it if it was too good.
We said this earlier, and I said that was too much information, and Ben agreed with me. Do you still agree with me, Ben?
It's all true. I kind of think that might make it in that conversation might make it into the final episode, so I didn't want to, like, hit it too hard. But yeah, I think Respawn. I think that could be trouble.
Yeah, I don't usually do too much splicing around, so if that is in the episode, it will be at the end of the outro. And if it's not, haha, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, we've already summarized.
On to our side
I was so persuadable. I was Team Lauren, like, yeah, give it a try. Let them fight. Who knows? It could be fun. It could be fine. But then Ree came in with some common sense, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I want to see them take swings sometime.
Like fairies.
More often.
I also like.
I'd play it. I'm an Irisham enjoyer. I'll get in on it, but I'll hate playing against it. I'll hate it. Like, how will I know whether to stay in? You don't. You won't.
Isn't
snapping
that
won't
different
matter.
between
snapping
1 and
won't
2?
Matter. Will snapping matter?
Isn't that still true for a turn 2 Pixie though?
No, turn 2 Pixie is, like, so much slower, and, like, you've drawn more normal cards.
It's 1 card slower.
That's pretty important.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, that's one more turn to be playing cost flipped things, like, that's one more turn when you can be playing a 6 cost that costs 2,
Yeah. Well, and like, you can see how big of a difference it is when somebody gets negative out on 3 versus negative out on 4. But that's the thing,
Very
is
comparable.
You're not ramping Pixie, right? Like, there isn't like, oh, I invested a Ravona to get my Pixie out a turn earlier. You can't do that.
Didn't that used to be a thing? Or not a turn earlier.
She
but,
did used to be a 2-1.
She could be made cheaper if you wanted to
play her, but there was
later.
no way to ramp out Pixie.
For what? Well, I guess you wouldn't want to.
Like Tinkerer's Workshop on turn 1. Like, it would have to be something like that. Or Sakar. Okay. On to our side quests. First up, Weekend Snap. Ben, how is yours? And keep it snappy.
Oh my gosh, my Weekend Snap. Endeavoring to keep it snappy this week without the aid of the 5-minute timer. But, I'll still try to just burn through them real quick. So last week when we checked in, I was wondering what I was going to play in the Golden Gauntlet qualifier on Saturday. And I figured it out. So on Friday's when I figured it out. Friday morning, I started playing with a card that I've never really put in a deck before. In fact, it's a card that I still don't have enough boosters to split. It's on Ultra or whatever. It's got a red border. But I started playing a card called Supergiant. I'd noticed that people had played Supergiant against me, for years now and stuff. And I noticed that Surfer really just kind of wrecks them when they Supergiant you. Cause I don't know, put down an Absorbing Man. If you've got extra energy or whatever, put down Brood and Surfer or Surfer and Absorbing. There are so many things you can put at the end where my favorite is, I have multiple favorites. Anywho, let me tell you what's in the deck, because it did pretty well for me. Not qualifier well, but I'll have to play in the next one. But I went 4-2, and the losses were very close, and the wins were not. So I'm feeling good about the deck. If there were another one tomorrow, this is still what I would play, and it's what I've been playing on ladder, and it's doing very well there. It's compensating for the garbage ass Gambit deck I tried to play. It's America Chavez, Surge, Merlin, Brood, Captain Carter, Silver Surfer, Jack Flag. That's a little unusual. I wasn't sure if I was going to play Jack Flag or not when last we spoke. Hope Summers, Mercury, Absorbing Man, Supergiant, and Cannonball. And the thing about having my own sort of particular branch of Surfer stuff is it's very much my deck, and nobody else was going to tell me to put Supergiant in it. I had to get there on my own, and I cut the things that are not in this deck that are in similar decks that I play. There's no Maverick in this one, and there's no Sholau, because those cards felt like they clashed with Supergiant. And I thought Jack Flag, in addition to being just a very good card in general, in a vacuum, or, even within the context of the stuff you want to play in Surfer, pretty good with Supergiant as a hidden thing, because if it's in what turns out to be a Captain Carter lane, that's a lot of value you've added that your opponent didn't know you could. So Jack Flag's a great thing to play on your Supergiant turn. Cannonball is a great thing to play on your Supergiant turn, because you haven't even played the Mercury yet. You just know that there's going to be something worth Mercury cannonballing, and then on 6 you play Mercury and Surfer or whatever. There are just a ton of cool tricks you can do here with Supergiant, in addition to just sort of hosing people who are playing end of turn or whatever else. Yeah, it feels great. I'm disappointed that I wasn't playing Supergiant earlier. I really cannot understate how much I have never played this card except generated. Really, I don't have the boosters to split it. I it doesn't take my, and this card's been out for forever, so I've had it for a long time. Even though I skipped it when it came out, it was a card that
have
I didn't
the best
own for a while.
variant.
But yeah, I do have the best variant, and also you would think just from random boosters and stuff from events and alliance rewards and whatever else and conquest stuff, how did I not have enough boosters to split this card? I still don't. I don't know. But I will be playing more of it in the future, because after I've seen my friends having so much fun with it for so long, it's one of Lauren's favorite cards, and why didn't I do this sooner? I've known that Surfer is good when other people Supergiant. Why did I not call from inside the house? That's
an interesting question.
I don't know, but now I'm all about it. I'm loving it. On some McDonald's levels, I tell you, and felt very strong for me in the tournament. Most people were good sports. I had a great time. One person was not a good sport. That's all right. I crushed them 10-0. And they got what they deserved. They were fucking misminutesing me in a tournament. I'm sorry. I'm actually going to think through my plays and try to win. And
how dare you?
It worked out a little better for me than it did for them. Also, they thought I cheated. They were like, how did you have a man spider in your deck after the match in the chat? And I'm like, dog, I polymorphed a super giant into it. I'm not playing man spider in my deck, you loser. Anyway, I didn't say that, but that was the subtext.
No, you were very polite.
What a dork. Anywho, yeah, I had good fun in the tournament. I was a little worried because I didn't get great sleep, and I did not have great expectations of myself going in based on that, because I think it's important to be in a good mood and well rested if you really want to achieve your potential. So that was great fun. That was like the big Snap headline. I haven't been playing too much Snap outside of that. I've been, I did the Gambit testing and stuff, and that did not go so hot, but that's fine. I was not very invested in that. Although I am disappointed to waste the tokens. But as I mentioned, I have a surplus and it's fine. So that's been the Snap stuff. But you know what else? Oh, I played some more Slay the Spire right after we recorded. I finished that run and it was a clear. I was playing with the Regent, the first of the new characters that I had unlocked. I have so many Slay the Spire 2 thoughts. There's so much interesting stuff. The things that seem familiar are not all as familiar as they initially seem. I think maybe Megacrit has done themselves a disservice by making Ironclad the first character that you play as, because Ironclad has the most cards that appear exactly the same as they were in Slay the Spire 1. There are some conspicuous absences. The Ironclad is no longer about fire breathing at all. No, the Ironclad no longer loves to draw status and curse cards. It's no longer interested in that. You know who is? The Defect. The Defect had some status stuff in original Slay the Spire where it would, make voids and burns and things that you would then have to deal with. But now those bugs have become features because the Defect is into, oh my gosh. There's a Magic the Gathering block from many years ago now. It was the Time Spiral block, and in the second set of Time Spiral block, Planar Chaos, there were color shifted cards, which were like reprints of old cards, except their mana cost would be in a different color, and they were they'd have a different name, but they had a specific template for the card background and stuff. So you could tell that they were being cute. You'd see Black Knight, except it's Blood Knight. It's the red version, but it makes sense to have protection from white because they're opposing colors. It's a whole thing if you know about the Magic the Gathering color wheel at all adds. Anywho, point is there's a card called Fight Through. I think is the name, and it's a Defect card, and it is Power Through. That used to be an Ironclad card where you get 15 block and you have 2 wounds in your hand. But now the Defect loves wounds, and they've got a great new block card called, I don't know what it is. It's Blast Off or Jet Away or something. I don't know. It costs 0, gives you 6 block, gives you Daze. And Daze is the most manageable stats thing. Anyway, point is, I've got a lot of thoughts. The new characters, the Regent is pretty cool. There's the other new character, though. I hope they have another new character that they're working on. I think 2 new characters and 3 or 4 returning characters is not the right balance. I think they need to hit the new stuff a little harder, although I have a high tolerance for not breaking things that weren't broke. But anywho, my favorite of the 2 new characters is Necrobinder, but I prefer to call her the Bone Mama because Necrobinder, I don't know what's being bound. I'm confused by the name. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But she's the Bone Mama. She's got a big old bone hand familiar thing. It fucking rules. She's got a Doom mechanic, which is very strong. If you're wondering what to do with Bone Mama, I'm telling you Doom and Souls. Souls are kind of like the Watcher's Insight cards that she could shuffle into her deck to draw cards for free later. Except this, there are synergistic rewards for it. A lot of things care about Souls. Also, there's some bridge cards with Osti, her bone hand familiar. Really excited about Bone Mama. She rules. Every character very fun to play. They're all kind of my favorite. Pour one out for original Blade Dance, y'all. Some things got nerfed, so to speak, between iterations of Slay the Spire, and the silence maybe best common in original Slay the Spire is Blade Dance, which gives you 3 shivs in your hand. And now it's the same thing, but it exhausts. You can only do it the one time, so can't get quite as crazy with the Cheese Whiz. But that's perfectly fair because there's a bunch of other new cool Shiv stuff. There's a power that makes Shivs retain in your hand. There's a power that makes Shivs hit everything, kind of like that power that made the Defect's Lightning hit everything. Oh, speaking of Lightning hitting everything, the Defect has a new kind of orb, baby. Glass. Making a mess, hurting all the enemies. Oh, man, there are some very cool new cards. Ironclad's got this busted-ass rare that just goes in every deck no matter what synergies you're prioritizing. It's called Brand. It costs 0. You exhaust a card in your hand, you take 1 damage, and you get strength, and it doesn't exhaust itself. You can keep doing it again and again. Upgrades to give you 2 strength. Hell yeah. Oh my gosh. If y'all want to see what I think is good about Ironclad or Necrobinder, I don't know. As of this recording, last night I streamed some Slay the Spire and took some videos, and I cleared real quick. So like these, if you want to see what's up, you don't have to like watch me deliberate over decisions for like 2.5 hours or anything. I'm playing through these runs real fast, talking like 50, under an hour. These are things you can watch if you just want to like get a sense of like, how does the Ironclad kick ass nowadays? And it's different, but it's still very good. Shrug It Off is still a hell of a card. Body Slam Plus, still a hell of a card. Oh man, I'm having so much fun with Slay the Spire 2, but you know what? It pales in comparison to the fun that I had with Slay the Spire 1 this week because I played it with my father. Oh my gosh. I was visiting my parents and I'd mentioned Slay the Spire like a week ago when I was talking to my dad, and I think the thing that pushed him over the edge into curiosity was that I likened it a little bit to Minesweeper. I was like, it should come on everything like Minesweeper, and also like Minesweeper, like Mr. Policeman is given all the clues in that like the enemies tell you like how much damage they're attacking for, and in Minesweeper like they're just giving you straight factual information about like the numbers and the adjacency. Anywho, point is, my dad and I were sitting on the couch. He was on his iPad and he dropped the $10 to get Slay the Spire, and I was just trying not to backseat too much, just giving him good advice, being like, oh, this enemy's going to scale up, so don't actually try to block. You should probably just rush this one down. And I'd be like, okay, those in these card rewards, this one is very obviously the worst card. Don't even think about this one, but like pick between these two. And I was so fascinated to see that he also gravitated towards Shrug It Off and Body Slam Plus. And yeah, it was great fun. I don't know if he's won the run yet. We had to stop partway through Act 2 because it was past his bedtime. But he's a real smart guy. I kind of think he's got a good chance of clearing on his first try, even without my guidance. And that was just such a delight for me. Really enjoyed that. One last thing. Montabi's first open beta, I think they are likely to have another at some point, is going on right now through the 16th. So by the time you're hearing this, there won't be a ton of time left. But it's real fun. Also, didn't sign any NDA about this one, so I can tell you what's good. If you ever want to know, I'll tell you. Feral Knuckles, really strong card. Makes the fighter trainer just one-hit bosses or one-shot bosses. You know what I mean. It's a multi-hit attack that one-shots bosses. Anywho, these are just some fun card games I've been playing. Just having a blast. I'm probably going to stream some more Slay the Spire. Come on, tune in. I've been having a lot of fun. Last night, I don't know why, but one of my runs was Breaking Bad themed, and I did Jonathan Banks impressions, and he's a fun voice to do. You know, he's all like, the problem with you, Abed, is that everybody walks on eggshells and they coddle you, blah, blah, blah. And also my granddaughter. And Walter, everybody likes me because I'm a cooler bald guy than you. And I got way more riz than you, Walter. You're selfish. And yeah. And, it's a fun voice. I probably did it better on the thing because I'm trying to go fast now and I'm just riffing and jiffing. And anywho, that's been my super snappy weekend snap and other card game stuff.
Nice. Playing Slay the Spire with your dad sounds fun.
No, it was.
I don't know if I could ever pull that off. I mean, with my dad. Anyway.
But we'll play when it comes to like console. It'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Ree, how was your weekend snap? And keep it snappy.
Okay. I'll keep it snappy. I just wanted to use my weekend snap to thank all of our commenters on YouTube, people who hang out, because it really means a lot to us. And I get it. It's like, I mean, like a lot of people take the effort to like come out and comment every time, which not just like helps the videos and stuff, but it's kind of the fuel that keeps us going, right? It's the reason, we decided to keep doing the podcast. So, and specifically, I wanted to just follow up on my request from last week. I did get a lot of, I'm gonna try all of these games. They're all going in the wish list. I'll pick them up sequentially and as they go on sale. But they were all such great suggestions, like perfect for me. Almost like you listen to me talk on a podcast every week. Know what I like. Okay. And since there's just a couple, I thought I'd share them all real fast just because if anyone else was looking for like some new games to try, these are all relatively cheap. And, cozy, but we realized talking about it that my definition of cozy more meant comfortable to me than like, there is a more standard definition of what is considered a cozy game, like genre. So, but these, try them out. One of our suggestions from Adam was for these old, I want to say they're PlayStation games. I had heard of these back in there. They're even old a little bit back in my time, but Suikoden and Suikoden 2, the JRPGs, they have that fun old classic like turn-based combat, and if you're like into JRPGs, but they also had character collecting where you could do like there's like hundreds of characters you can get together, and like occasionally there'd be these giant battles that would take place, like side scrolling, and like all your characters would be there, and you build a castle and you can recruit like a blacksmith, you know what I mean, base building. So like JRPG with fun stuff, and this was like this is like pixel art era, I remember a friend had this once, and I'd really I thought it was so cool and I wanted to play it, but it was like a whole JRPG I wasn't gonna be able to play friend's house. So I'm really excited to learn that they're on Nintendo Switch, which presumably probably if they're released there, they might be on other platforms, but it's real to play them. So that's exciting. Another suggestion from Forrest was Dave the Diver. I hadn't heard of this. It's on Switch and like a lot of other platforms. Charming pixel art, not like the bad, cheap pixel art you sometimes see in Rush games, but like actually decent, fun pixel art. And it was like, Lauren's played it, I think.
I've completed it. I completed it before they added any DLC, so I haven't revisited it. But yeah, it's a fabulous game.
Yeah, it sounds super charming. It's like you explore the ocean, but and get stuff, and you run like a sushi restaurant by night. It's like, oh, this is great. And another one from Zatoichi was called Once Upon a Galaxy, not Race for the Galaxy card game. Once Upon a Galaxy, Card Battler on it's a phone game, a mobile game. Going through space. I looked it up. I was like, sold. I'm playing it. I want to try more like card battlers. I haven't done a whole lot. It looks fun. Yeah, it looks cute. And the last one from our pre-formation of the podcast friend, Michael, Slice and Dice. It's like a dice. It's also charming pixel art. I feel it has like a Balatro feel to it from the screenshot you posted. But it's like dice rolling turn-based. It makes me think of like dice board games worker placement. I haven't played it, but I was like, yeah, this looks right up my alley. Right, and the last two were even phone games. So I just wanted to pass along suggestions from other people because they all seem like super perfect. Super into it, and thank you everyone for contributing, commenting. We've had a long one, so I'll keep it snappy there. I would love to hear about Lauren's weekend snap. How was your weekend Snap, Lauren. You can keep it snappy or not. How are you feeling?
Wow, open-ended. I don't have to keep it snappy. It's been a good week. I think I started the week off staying up way too late. In fact, I know that's what happened. It was either Friday or Saturday. I had finished Master Picross Puzzle 150 on Picross S6. I only play the Master Picrosses on Picross S. It's a unique type of Picross where there are some clues that span multiple rows or multiple columns. It just makes it more complicated. But that's my cozy comfort audiobook game. And of course, I'm so deep into Dungeon Crawler Carl right now that I've been grinding on Picross. And I finished S6 and I was going to the eShop to get S7. And then I saw Pokemon Pokopia came out and I made an impulsive decision and stayed up for the next 5 hours playing Pokemon Pokopia. That's another great cozy game.
In that. Jealous.
It reminds me very much of it's got a lot of Animal Crossing vibes and a little bit of Minecraft DNA. I'd say like 70-30. I was about to do bad math. 70-30 is really charming. You're trying to build habitats to attract Pokemon, but you're a Pokemon. You're a Ditto in the form of a human trainer. And so you can understand the Pokemon. And the writing is very cute. And you're trying to make the Pokemon there happy, and that helps you level up the world. It's this abandoned world that humans and Pokemon have left, and you're trying to make the world a happy place to attract humans and Pokemon again.
I actually haven't played the real world. Okay,
I haven't played it since. But one of the cute things about being a Ditto is when you meet other Pokemon like Squirtle can teach you how to squirt water, so you can heal the plants everywhere by partially transforming into a Squirtle. But that's kind of a cute way they did that.
Transforming into Pokemon?
Yeah. So you're a Ditto.
Make an Animorphs reference. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Ben, you're muted.
Ben's muted.
I don't know how long he's been talking. I just saw his mouth moving.
Oh shit. Yeah, you better not go over the 2-hour time limit. Get trapped as an Arcanine or some shit.
Yay,
nice.
There you go. Okay. I do want to hear all you want to say, but I wanted to interrupt briefly because I've never played Minecraft. Did you ever play Dragon Quest Builders?
Yes, I did. The first one, only the first one.
Oh, well, you should also play the second because.
Okay.
Have I even played the first one? Maybe I've only played the second one.
I actually haven't even played the first one a ton, but I recommended it to somebody who became obsessed with it.
Play the second one, you'll get obsessed, and then we can obsess over it together. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
I don't know that it's Ben's kind of game. It's just him too.
I would agree with that, yeah. But it might be. I just not similar to other games I've heard Ben talk about. Yeah, this one's very sandboxy.
It's amazing.
But yeah, it's cozy in the sense there's no time pressure. There's low stakes. It's really chill. Super cute. I'll play it more eventually. I don't know. It's been busy. SnapOnThis Season 4 is gearing up. We just officially announced it. It's going to have an island twist this time. So, we may be taking some inspiration from some island-themed reality shows. We're looking for contestants, candidates. That's what they're called on SnapOnThis. So if you're interested...
They're island-themed reality shows.
Survivor.
You're Survivor. You Love Island.
We're not doing Love Island,
Not much.
as fun as that might be.
Deal or no deal Island.
Yeah, no, we're taking some Survivor inspo this time into the next season. It's more than thematic; it will affect the mechanics also. It'll be very fun. If you're interested in participating, DM me or Devilish, who runs the show.
Fuckboy Island.
Yeah, that was
one. Didn't see it, but. I'm sure that will heavily inform the season of SnapOnThis to come.
Reality shows. Okay.
Anyway, so we're trying to finalize a task list, so that's been keeping me busy, as well as all my other normal stuff like writing economy guides for 4th location for the new Team Clash. I did a couple clips this week. I don't want to talk about them too much, but they're two that I'm pretty proud of. So check them out on 4th location YouTube or Twitter or Blue Sky, whatever.
I watched them and they're bangers. Tune in. Oh my gosh, that was the one where the person was emoting at you before it went off. That slew me.
Yeah. One of them is Fire Hair, and there's a bunch of stuff I did, but in short, I killed a brood and a Spider-Man, so she generated a couple giant broodlings and then fucked off to another lane so that I could attack 2 lanes at once. And then the other one was a last second, like a turn 6. I used Symbiote Spider-Man connecting to a multiple man and then blasted it with Sparky a whole bunch of time to make some very big Symbiote Spider-Mans. That was super fun. 6 Symbiote Spider-Mans. It's like adding like 70 power or something like that in a single turn. And those are always fun clips when you can be surprising. Yeah. The other one actually was a self-affliction clip that I was really close to throwing out because it's so hard to self-afflict, but I did pull it off with Joaquin Torres and Celine to make my Isca go negative, which means she keeps losing the lane every time she doubles. So she doubled a whole bunch of times, and then I flipped Luke Cage from behind Invisible Woman. Surprise!
Oh, that's cute.
It was so good.
I love that.
It was so
That's
good.
so clever.
I think that idea actually came from the original Good Egg. Wombat
Lauren
Combat.
Night Shyamalan. What a twist.
Yeah. Okay. On to our secret homework. This week's secret homework was assigned by me. It was to name your own Marvel Horsemen, and you could assign them unique domains if you wanted to. I admit I did not get that far. I thought about it. I thought about being cute about it. I thought about pulling some friendship is magic type domains, but I was like, I'm just gonna stick with the OG Apocalypse domains. And this is who I came up with. I did not include some of my favorites like Singularity or Valkyrie because I wanted a team of people that I would have a good time hanging out with and that would also, work well together. And I was looking for some diversity. So I have She-Hulk as my Horseman of War. She's tough. She's also smart. I figured she could be the leader, except I suppose I'm supposed to be the leader in this scenario. Nico Minoru as my Horseman of Death. Ultimate flexibility, right? With the Staff of One, all sorts of magic, but any weird situation, she could summon a horde of goats to protect us or whatever the situation calls for. Magic as my Horseman of Pestilence. I'm looking at demon armies and the ability to teleport as very useful abilities to have on a little crew. And then I'm grabbing not just Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, but the Ultimate Universe version for Famine. Looking for some mobility and most importantly, danger sense. That seemed very helpful for keeping my squad alive. So there you go. Those are my horse women.
I want to see them riding 4 strong.
It'll be really fun to see. Yeah. That is something to be said about the horsemen that are coming to Marvel Snap is they do have cool art.
Ultimate Wonder Woman has an undead Pegasus, and it's like every goth girl's like dream of like a unicorn. It's like this undead like flying horse, and I'm just like, Kelly Thompson knows how to do it sometimes.
Is this Absolute okay. Wonder Woman or whatever?
Did I say something different? That's what
Ultimate,
I meant. Absolute. Yeah. Oh, did I say Ultimate? Thank you for clarifying. I meant to say
Absolute Zatanna looks really awesome too.
Those are some comic books that I would like to read but have not read. But they look cool as hell.
Yeah, I just read that comic. It was so clever what okay, maybe I'll comics corner it. Not right now because it would be inappropriate, but like absolutely is cool.
Is assigning next week's homework. Ben, tell me about your Horseman.
All right. Well, for my Horseman, I've read some comic books. I don't talk about it too much, but as I recall, Apocalypse likes to have mutants as his horse people. I don't know. They're exception. I guess maybe Juggernaut is a mutant these days, but historically, when in the era of Spider lore from 2004, Juggernaut was not himself a mutant. But anywho, I was like, I don't know. I remember them being mutants, and also in X-Men Legends too. Anywho, I love talking about X-Men Legends too. So the mutants I thought would be fun to see in Snap if we were horsemanizing them. I tried to think of the most deserving mutants. mutants like Banshee, Sean Cassidy, a classic X-Men character, going way back. We got Molly Hayes from Runaways, the youngest runaway who is a mutant and gets real sleepy after she's super strong. She's war. Banshee was Pestilence. Then we've got Beak from New X-Men, from Zorn's class, his special class. That's right, Barnell Bowhusk, who, as I recall, did not have any particularly interesting powers except looking like a chicken. And he would be Famine because he looks sort of...
Why have you picked him?
I don't... Well, I think they've done things with him since New X-Men. I think he's in some Exiles form or something. He's been around. You can't keep a compelling character like Beak, Barnell Bowhusk, down. And then Emma Frost, because we deserve to have a version of Emma Frost who's called Emma Frost and not White Queen, who she hasn't been since the 90s. That's my death, because Emma Frost is serious business. I don't know. Those seemed like the right hats for each of them to wear. Wow, Wasabi really would like to come into the office.
I can tell.
Yeah, he made an appearance last week too. But it is not to be, because he doesn't respect the chords. You got to respect the chords.
All right, Rhea, let's hear it.
Okay, so I thought we were picking, it was nebulous. I picked snap cards for my Horseman, but I did, at first immediately, I'm like, well, let me dissect my identity into the four most important parts and make those domains. And then I realized this is too much for secret homework. So instead, as I so frequently do, I just turn to consonants, and I'm like, they're all going to start with the letter W, because that's fun. So the first one is Whimsy. The Horseman of Whimsy
I love it.
Of course, Hulkling, who is whoever he wants to be, as long as it is a 6-cost card at any time. And never a Hulk. How whimsical. Okay. My second Horseman is of witchcraft. Nico, of course. How could we not? She's too good. Who doesn't want Nico as one of their horsemen? Definitely had to pick her. Love a spell. Okay. And then, it's my Horseman, and I pick cards. So, of course, my Horseman of weird was going to be Moon Knight,
Mm-hmm.
I was just I was scrolling through the cards looking for my Horseman. It's Moon Knight's got to be there. Okay. Then for the last one, I was like, let's go with, let's take it serious for a minute. And let's go with the Horseman of win rate for our last W. And where did I get? There were so many I consider. I was really sad I didn't put Silk anywhere. But when I think about what people do not respect, that gets me so many cubes. Had to be a Dracula. As my Horseman of win rate.
Yeah,
people forget. And he's so old. He's so sleepy. He's been dead forever. People forget. And it's no, he's coming back. He'll be bigger than you think. Especially if there are 2 or 3 of them. Okay. Be afraid of the vampires. So those are my 4 Horsemen of W's.
Love it.
And I am assigning next week's homework, and it is inspired by a YouTube comment from M Pagan and probably some numbers, but I don't deal with numbers. Except for in a coding sense. So I remember those words. But they were talking about one, they like the podcast. Thank you very much. And B, they're you're all RTS players. I think because we were spontaneously talking about Age of Empires and StarCraft and WorldCraft and all that last time.
Guilty as charged.
Right? And I was like, oh, yes, we are. And I do love RTSs. So we're going to have a super easy homework. Lauren needs it. She's tired. She needs rest. And I want next week, let's just have a nice, fun discussion about RTSs. Your favorite or your history with them. You know what I mean? We'll just have a discussion. If you want to think a little bit ahead of time to bring some points, that's cool. But there's no work to be done, but to bring your lovely selves back for conversation on a genre of video game that we all enjoy.
Love it. That will be. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on that.
I have so many thoughts. Okay.
Oh, it's been a while since I've played one not on mobile, and mobile RTS is a different thing.
But that's why it'll be fun to talk about. It's been a while.
Yeah, I have some things that I want to say now, but I'm like, I don't want to eat next week's lunch for breakfast.
Next week.
But I used to play a fuck ton as a child. Yeah. All right. Listener, viewer, if you like what you heard and haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, sustain the algorithm, sustain our souls. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers. We're not super businessy about this whole thing, but like that's our goal. That's what we're going for. Yeah. So please, especially if you're an audio only listener, please just go give us a subscribe on YouTube. You can turn off the bell. It's fine. Rate and review, or come hang out with us on the Speakeasy, our little corner of Discord. You can find instructions to get there in the show notes or video description. We're proudly part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like Snap Decisions by Joe on Mondays. Good stuff. Casual lean, lots of experience and comics knowledge. Tune in next week. Same Snap time, same Snap channel.
Hey.
All right, let it rip. Tell us about Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She got a big old Buster sword.
Oh, hell yeah, she does. It's just like, okay, here's the thing about Wonder Woman. So I didn't always love regular Wonder Woman, because I didn't always love Superman, because, I was on like, I am of the night and the darkness and the anti-hero, because we were all edgy teenagers. We weren't all edgy teenagers.
Course,
I was an edgy
for sure.
teenager, like a lot of suburban kids. And and the thing is, it's like, it's like Wonder Woman is always like, in that she's a role model. She's the best of us. She leads with love. She's of truth. And like, it's like, those are such important ideals, but like having to be like the good person all the time and like the conscience of the group, I've complained about that. Like, it's like, sometimes you just want, like how they created He-Man for their, like, what do little boys want, and they interview little boys and like, I'll be bigger than everyone, stronger, and like have a big cat. And they're like, yeah, okay, let's make it, that's, for money, let's give them what they want, And Kelly Thompson writes it, she made Jeff. She knows what the people want. She's like, they want a adorable baby land shark. And everyone's like, yes. And she's like, for Wonder Woman, and if we're getting to imagine, which Wonder Woman's been reimagined plenty of times. And she's like, for my reimagining, I'm going to give the girls what they want. I'm going to give her a giant-ass Buster sword. I'm going to give her a flying undead horse. I'm going to give her magic-ass arms. She's going to cast spells. She's going to call on the gods. And she's still going to be, like, this cool person that's, like, about the right things, Oh, I love her. Okay. And so it's just been a great... And it's, like, she respects Wonder Woman's history and the way she's, like, reimagined things. Like, I don't know, a lot of people who read it are fans, that's all I'm saying. And Absolute Satana was just in it, and she's still kind of ongoingly in it right now, but they had this introduction. He gets introduced. One, if you haven't seen her, look her up. She looks fantastic. I've been a Zatanna fan for a long time. Not on the basis that I had read anything about her that I thought was particularly great, but that she's a cool design, right? If you're someone that like was like way too into like Constantine, when you were like a kid, into the trench coat magician vibes, like
Hellblazer, for those who don't want to guess at how to pronounce. Yeah.
I have an original issue #1 of Hellblazer. Prize. Okay. I love it. I don't even know that it's like, it's just meaningful to me. Okay. And so like Zatanna was the cool, and like I feel like they've acknowledged that in recent, like she's got like a redesign of the trench coat. Anyway, absolute Zatanna looks
Does she
fantastic.
still wear a dope top hat?
Look her up. No, she's got, her hair is like too cool for it, to be honest.
Oh.
Okay. I should have like put a picture in chat for you. Okay, but she looks cool. She comes in and she's like a villain though. She actually like attacks Diana, attacks Wonder Woman, and like takes over her magic, right? Like, and controls it, and you're just like, what? No, Zatanna, like, no, you're friends. And but what you find out is, so Veronica Cale, it's Veronica, right? But Veronica is a huge villain of Wonder Woman's, right? Kind of like the Lex Luthor of the Wonder Woman universe. I want to show you this cover too of her. It's so good. Okay. Evil plotting against Wonder Woman. She's been using these parasites basically to control these people. So what Zatanna does, right? And she has to plot this while being like controlled by Veronica Cale. She takes over Diana, and then instead of Veronica, she uses her voice because she can speak her magic through her to like lay out the spell and cast it to free Zatanna from the parasite, to remove it from her. And she's like, yes, thank you, did it. You know what I'm saying? And when Diana's just like, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't even have, and Zatanna's just like, all right, thanks, bye, and poofs out. And it's just like, oh, it's just, I'm so excited. Now they get to like talk to each other like real people after we already like saw cool stuff. And, I'm really excited to see more, to be honest. So I just think it was like, it's just like so clear, because like you're following the story along and you're like, what's she doing? What's happening? And how magic works for Zatanna always is it's the backwards. To speak in magic, you speak backwards. So a lot of Zatanna text when she's saying spells is all in backwards. When they do it for a long time, it's kind of like, oh, I gotta read backwards. I'm kind of like, do I have to skip on it?
Yeah, I'm like, can I use my powers?
Like spellcasting?
Because I don't actually want to like do the, you know.
But Kelly Thompson did a clever job, because there's all this text of Diana, which is Zatanna speaking through her, of this magic spell, and she's outlining, it's like, purge it from her. You're just like thinking like, purge what? So you're following like, as your mind is held back from reading this too, unless you've practiced reading backwards, which you freak. That's amazing. Why'd you do that? I love you. Okay. So unless you can read that really fast, you're mentally slowed down, and it's mirroring the confusion of like Diana with what's happening, which is Zatanna casting the spell to free herself from this like parasite that's controlling her. It's like, sometimes it's just like, you think Kelly Thompson is just about fun, and then it's like, but like someone who's fun and can craft a scene, they're always underrated, because people are like, yeah, but what if they're like Snyder and it's really dark and like choirs sing as someone looks out longingly over a lake? And it's like, but what if you have fun and you can still add depth? Not to like, you know, I mean, I like some things. I'll
shit on Snyder all day long.
But like, but I'm just saying, it's just like, she's done such a good job. I mean, read Absolute Wonder Woman. I don't know. If you're a fan of cool woman raised in the Greek hell, and carrying a giant sword, and you know, just giving up an arm for people when required, but then getting a cool magic arm.
You know, that's very, everything except the huge sword is very Melanoe coded.
That's what I'm saying.
Down to the arm. I was like, wow.
I've been playing so much Hades that it's like bled in. I mean, not lately. I need to get back to it, but like, but yeah, it's that vibe, because they very much go into her connection to Greek mythology, you know? And she's like separated from the Amazons. She's been raised apart from them by all the female goddesses, defying like the male goddesses, all the female goddesses raise her secretly, Helen. They visit her. Like Circe's raising her, but she's visited by like Aphrodite and Artemis, and they train her and they love her. And it's like, it's just okay. Anyway, yeah.
That sounds awesome. You may have convinced me. There's so many comics I want to read, and I'm very slow at reading them.
Yeah, I'm so behind on my books.
Die has another series coming out. I've been holding it back to read it all at once. But
I thought you were commanding me.
He's writing.
This is a graphic novel about the role-playing game thing. Yes.
Which Ree did talk me into reading.
I'm just reminding listeners in
it was
case
very
they had
good.
Forgotten.
Also, I did
It has
cry
been a topic of conversation on the podcast before, but like a year ago.
Yeah.
They could be forgiven for forgetting.
Yeah.
Pixie's a little interesting.
Why isn't Pixie a 1? They should try it. It would probably be too good, but they should try
That's
it.
what I think. But you think they should try it? I kind of think it might be fun if they tried it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm convinced they should try it.
All right.
It's a lot of hidden info, right?
It is. That's a very good point, Ree. You are so true right now.
I mean, they did it with Loki.
Maybe they shouldn't try it.
I know
Lauren,
it's a different Loki now.
I've already turned. They shouldn't
too
try
bad we
it.
didn't record that conversation. I mean, we did, but not with any structure around it.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like,
You're right. You could just chop it and send it to the outro or something.